Hey man, say man, we back here with another reaction, man. Today we got Drake. Lost all respect with this move. Now, I done heard a little bit about this on Twitter. It was funny. No Life Shack tweeted. If I can, when I find the tweet, I'm gonna put it up like right now. And basically, dude was just like Drake came after Drake. You know, Drake filed a lawsuit. He's now included like YouTubers and stuff like that by saying like, oh, they're making money off the Night Like Us song and blah 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 blah. And so now he's trying to get them involved, and No Life Shack just wasn't having that. So I think Zayas and Belu said something about it too. I might check that out in my spare time, but we're gonna watch this one. This one is guaranteed to be hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's just funny that Drake is really doing this. Like, this is y'all king. This is who y'all look up to. This is who y'all be bumping. This nigga's suing everybody for the Not Like Us record. Just saying. But let's get into it, man.
This nigga Drake them snitched on the reaction community. It's no way. It's no way you got us in this case, dog. Nigga, we chilling, having fun. And you got us listed in the case? Oh, this gotta be the
Yup.
softest nigga ever, dog.
At this point,
Yup.
Drake has lost the battle, he's lost the war, and he's trying to leave with no dignity as well.
So Drake is
Right?
suing UMG for defamation over Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us, alleging that they published and promoted the song even though it included false illegal allegations about Drake and that it suggested listeners to resort to vigilante justice.
This week, in a shocking turn of events, Drake seemingly settled with UMG, UMG seemingly settled with Drake, and they left the courthouse off of the original lawsuit that was going on between the two. But here comes Aubrey again, flying in and disrupting everything, showing that he is flying not as an angel, but more so as a vulture to the culture and disrupting everything that
Okay,
has to do
bars.
with this whole rap beef. Now, I think the claims that Drake is making here have some ripple effects in the whole creator
Drake alleges in Los. Yep, this is the tweet right here. Kai Sinat Zayas, No Life Shack, RDC Gaming, wow, and Cartier family to monetize Not Like Us, yep, without enforcing copyright claims. Yep, but Kendrick allowed that. So you really can't do nothing. It's Kendrick's song. Kendrick allowed that. Kendrick, like, during the beef, I know Kendrick was like, oh, reactors, go ahead, get your bread. Here, I'll allow everybody to react to all the songs throughout this. I remember that came out and everybody was like, oh, Kendrick's cool. But here comes Drake, like, no, you can't listen to that. Like, dude, be a man. Relax. It's a song. If it's not true, move on.
community that aren't being talked about a lot on the internet. But what Drake is seemingly saying is that UMG failed to enforce copyright laws that would have people copyright stricken, videos taken down, blocks and restrictions on people's videos reacting to the song They Not Like Us, which seemingly helped the song spread to get to nationwide success, where he was called a certified lover boy, certified. Now, what's interesting is in this lawsuit, he goes on to literally name, which, boy, streaming has come so far. Like, content creation has come so far. We got to give ourselves a round of applause, man.
It has. It has.
We're on the Congress floor with Sneeko, and now Drake is mentioning people by name in lawsuits. Content creation is up. But he names content creators like Zias and Bilu, RDC, and Kai Sinat as people who were perpetuating the violence that was brought around the boy. He said that UMG prioritized money over Drake's safety. And I was trying to figure out what safety Drake was talking about, but he's so silly.
Drake also claimed in the lawsuit that the diss track resulted in one of his security guards being attacked by intruders at his home in Toronto, as well as online hate and harassment. He also claimed that this caused a huge hit to his reputation and is actively decreasing his brand's value just before his renegotiations with UMG this year.
He also made some claims that he had to remove his son Adonis from school because it just got so dangerous. Took him right out of them schools and just brought him up to Toronto to put him in the compound to coddle him. Look, I get what Drake is saying. These are the legal games that you gotta play. You gotta kind of word it just a little bit shady, honestly, in my opinion. This is a little bit wonky, but this is the way that the game is played. And I will say that there are some crazier accusations and things that transpired during the beef, and we can't necessarily attribute those to Kendrick Lamar, but I don't know if people remember that people ran up on Drake's house and pew his front doorstep, and security was involved and all this other stuff. I could see how he could lump all this into the lawsuit and try to get UMG by saying, hey, you kind of promoted this, you let this happen, you caused this to happen type deal. I gotta side with him a little bit here because I don't want to invalidate that experience.
Abel Tesfaye, aka The Weeknd, had a problem. There was this man that had taken a special interest in his career. This man's name was Drizzy Drake. But it starts to get a little serious. People start going to The Weeknd's manager house, and people start going to Drake's house, and people start getting Now, they suspect this is all due to the Drake and Weeknd feud, and it would make complete sense. These men have hated each other for the better part of a decade, for almost the same reasons as Kendrick and Drake hate each other.
Now, what I don't like in all this is that Drake is being a hypocrite. And by being a hypocrite, I mean like a really big hypocrite. Attaching situations that had to do with the Weeknd and his entourage and putting them on Kendrick Lamar in this song is nasty as hell. Screaming free thug to the DA who was using the lyrics for that trial to get Young Thug.
All right, y'all, we back, man. My bad. Had to go take care of something real quick.
Thug locked up, but then talking about lyrics in a court case to get you a W. But what I really don't like, and this is where the whole creator economy and sphere can be kind of shaken off its path, is that Drake has been in situations where they have not followed the copyright laws in order to help him, in order to give him a boost. When this lawsuit came out, dozens of creators flooded to the Twitter sphere, flooded to the Instagrams, flooded to their platforms to let it be known that, hey, I've made content surrounding Drake's music before, and it's been diss records. I didn't get any sort of copyright claim for it. I'm talking about Screwface Gene. I'm talking about Your Rage. Literally, there were dozens of people. Dozens is a small number. There were a ton of people who made reactions to Drake's music in this exact beef, and he let it fly. Like, they all let it fly. And I would like to think that this was some glitch in the system, you know, try to give the boy a little bit of grace. But I literally remember him calling Kai Cenat to tell him, yo, Brody, stay.
Harvey got amnesia. Did he forget he also used streamers and YouTubers to put exactly? He texted Kai, stay on stream right before Venom Marriage drop. Someone close to him reached out to Rob Markman to show the boy some love, and he also lifted copyright strikes. Exactly. You was doing the same thing. So what you mad at Kendrick for? Because the disc made you look bad and your safety.
Stay on stream. I got something coming.
Oh, Drake just text me! Hold on, wait! Drizzy just text me. I got a report. Stay on stream. I repeat, Drake has officially said, stay on stream.
But you literally included Kai Cenat in your lawsuit. Like, L fact-finding mission. Now, UMG responded and they said what everybody would expect them to say in this situation. Hey, you're too big of a cash cow, buddy. Why would it make sense for us to devalue you in any sort of public light? Like, even if we were beefing, even if there's some sort of contract extensions, even if there's something going on behind scenes, like, it doesn't make sense for us to make you lesser in the light. You are literally helping carry this ship that is UMG. Hell, you might be carrying this ship alone.
Universal Music Group responds to the Drake defamation lawsuit. Both Kendrick and Drake are under the same record label company, UMG, but now Universal Music responded back, pretty much saying not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical.
Now, I think it's important to know that defamation is extremely hard to prove. And that's why Drake has an uphill battle. Kind of like how he did in the last lawsuit, but it's funny how they swept that one under the rug, shook hands, and played nice, and he came right back with another attempt at a jab. See, with defamation, there has to be proof, without a shadow of a doubt, that there was explicit means to do damage against said person's name. You know, to take away from their funds, to take away from their business, to slander them in the public eye. And it's funny because the crime isn't the non-copyrights. Like, the non-copyrights aren't Drake's issue. It's the fact that UMG let the biggest streamers do a reaction to a song that had misinformation or false allegations that claimed Drake to be the biggest, you know, wop, 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 wop. Like, you know the song. I can only think that this solidifies Drake's losers' actions. I was on Twitter when the news had dropped, and I had started up a Twitter space, and all the Aubrey's Angels were gone because there's truly no way to defend this. I think there's a funny clip out there from Drake that says,
he called them Aubrey's Angels.
I don't know if this is what you got from your studies, but maybe you need a tutor or something like that. This is pussy action. And not only is it pussy action, this is your third attempt at doing some legal action against UMG or Kendrick Lamar or whoever based off of this rap beef. So first you claim that they were bodying and inflating numbers for Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, seemingly pushing that song over your song and pushing it to the mainstream media so that people would enjoy and click and all this other stuff as if it wasn't some hit for the summer. Then you got mad that they didn't take any sort of course of action in order to protect you in a rap beef that you participated in by stopping Kendrick Lamar and not letting those songs fly off the shelves. And now you have this lawsuit here. And on top of this lawsuit, you've literally been trying to do for the last couple of months what people told you not to do at the beginning of the rap, is bring everybody else into this. We've been telling you to square up this whole time instead of swinging left, right, and sideways. So now when you attack the king, LeBron James, nobody's gonna have sympathy for you.
Drake mentions LeBron. I'll explain. It's legal battle with UMG. Me and Universal is like if Nike was funding a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife. That whatever. Speaking of, did y'all see what DJ Academics said about LeBron? Oh, he's been cheating on Savannah. Drake been supplying the women. That's hilarious.
Especially if you're out here trying to expose him for doing some alleged two-man as your minion academics claims them to be. But I'm gonna tell you something, you're gonna have a hard time doing three things. One, take on Universal Music Group as a whole and try to get them in some sort of legal trouble. Two,
True.
if you coming for the king, you're gonna have a hard time, buddy. I ain't gonna lie. LeBron been around longer than you. He's been a staple in our lives for much longer than you. You can't get rid of the king. And number three, this attack on content creation is something that I think is not being talked about. I mentioned it earlier in the video. This could have waves of action and ramifications, and honestly, it might change the landscape of streaming and content creation as a whole going forward.
Sorry, this could just be like a strategic move on the grand scheme of things. For example, I talked to a UMG executive earlier today. He was like, it seemed like he trying to get out his deal. This is like a strategic play to get out his deal elsewhere because UMG not trying to give it to him. So it's like, bro, okay, fuck it.
So you gonna throw me out of the bus?
Now, don't quote me on this because I'm not some sort of
Okay, that would make a lot more sense. That he's doing this much rather to get out of his deal. That way UMG can be like, okay, you don't want to work with us. You're trying to sue us. You're trying to do all these things. Okay, you want to walk. You want to leave out of your contract. That's what that. Okay, that makes more sense. That he doesn't want to be with them because they're probably trying to renegotiate. They're probably like, all right, we'll give you this, and Drake is like, nah, I kind of want this, and they're like, no, we're not giving you that. And Drake is like, all right, bet.
legal expert, but if I'm not mistaken, it's not allowed for people to play music on stream, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Instagram.
Boy, listen.
Express written license to be able to play that stuff on stream. It doesn't matter if you're me streaming on Twitch, somebody that has a lower platform than me, or Kai Cenat. Legally, you are not supposed to be able to do that. Now, certain platforms and certain labels turn the blind eye because ultimately it helps promote the song. We've talked about it recently on this channel.
True.
This new way that rappers and streamers are doing collaborations are helping boost rappers, their sales, their numbers, and put them into a different light. We have different examples like Leangelo Ball, like the Plackboy Max, Fabio Foreign situation, and hell, everybody that Max brings on the booth these days. Complex just made an article talking about how big Plackboy Max is to the music industry. A streamer. Like, I think that's crazy. But if what Drake is saying is true and he wants them to do the right thing and just start striking any and everybody, I can only think about how much stuff Twitch has been holding over the past couple of years. I'm talking about copyright claims that should have been filed and how much basically back catalog they have that should be clapped off the internet. And trust me, these labels have no problem with going back and clapping shit off the internet. I had a video from like 2015 clapped not too long ago because I featured a song from 50 Cent, and it was on Twitter, and it was only in like a 10 to 15 second Triller video that I posted on the website. But ultimately, they have no problem normally doing this, but they know the benefits of having streamers play their music and turning a blind eye. And I know that Twitch and UMG have some sort of agreement where they claim that DJs can play a bunch of music on there, but all these creators aren't DJs. So if Twitch was supposed to comply and they didn't comply, and now they have to honor this agreement or do the right thing from the UMG side, I'm not gonna lie, this could literally crumble Twitch. And I know that some rappers might not like what's being said on these platforms about the music that they make.
It's not have reviewed the project.
I seen like little clips of it, but people like Castanet, I feel like they like younger. You know, like they ain't gonna really to understand how I'm coming. The screamers and the people who like do reviews is like they personal opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. Everybody got opinions. Cause that's a part of like the new generation. They don't even have that when I first started dropping it. You might got one or two people who do like reviews, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like more of a, I don't know what to call it, what it be now. I could honestly see it be like, it's just like to go viral. I see people post like they hate a song, but they still playing the song.
But at the end of the day, these streamers, content creators, and these platforms are the way to boost this music into the mainstream media. And especially with TikTok going away soon, I fear that not having streamers be able to play music is going to take a massive hit to what the music industry has as a whole. But that doesn't matter to Drake. He is just mad that people are still running around here calling him these names and ultimately endangering his family. I hope this ultimately works out for Drake and he gets whatever he wants out of this, because culturally, this is not a good look. He honestly could have just let this ride out, and I think that the outcome would have been better. I do think that the timing is important of this, seeing as the Super Bowl is right around the corner, but he should have just let this ride out, in my opinion. But now now he's not only got the rap fans mad, he's not only got the LeBron James fans mad, now he's got the fans of streamers mad. He can't win at this point.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. That's true. That's true. That is true. Hey man, this was a good video. Shout out to the boy Omeezy. I really ain't got too much else to say. So till the next video, man. Catch y'all. Peace.